So again, my name is Rafael,
Rogelio.
My name is April.
and together we're Enigma.
So in 2015, a total of 4,976 people died, and during that same year, 88,000 people died from motorcycle-related accidents. 30% of those injuries happened to the legs or feet.
We're inspired by UCLA. They've partnered with Under Armour and General Electric, and they have developed a microlattice with carbon nanotubes to improve the helmets for football players. Instead of using the vinyl nitrile foam, they've incorporated the microlattice with carbon nanotubes.
And through our research, we learned that they found that there's an electric current that occurs when it's being compressed that's roughly proportional to the amount of compression. So with this, we could develop statistics based on the compression.
The more compression, the less impact a football player when they're being tackled with each other. That using that statistics, we could learn like to manipulate the microlattice with its carbon nanotubes. Oh, so the competitors are the Alpinestars leather suit, and roughly their suits cost about 1,350, and also the Dynasty Air, it's roughly 2,500, and in their suits they have incorporated airbags. But unfortunately about these airbags, once they've collided, they have to replace the airbag, and it takes about a year for them to replace it, and it costs a lot more to replace it.
So we had in mind a motorcycle's perspective of a collision. So as soon as a motorcyclist falls or gets hit or impacted by a car, they usually fall off their bike, which is their first hit. And when they fall, we want the suit to be high melting point due to the fact they might be going 60, 70, 80 miles an hour on a freeway. We designed it for high velocity impacts as well, because I'm pretty sure no one's going to get hit from a car by a motorcycle going 2 miles an hour. They're probably going to go 40 to 50. We made it a microlattice layer for shock absorbent, so they won't feel the full blow, as well as we included 3M Scotch tape, reflective tape, so it will be able for them to be seen at night clearer and better.
So one of the reasons we chose this material is because it's extremely light, like extremely light. It's 99.9% air, which would allow breathability and comfortable. It'd be extremely comfortable for the riders, so it'd be easy to maneuver around the corners, things like that, just to provide an overall comfortable suit for the riders.
So this is how it works. So we have one coating of microlattice layer, which is the shock absorbent layer. We have durable leather with reflective tape, which is the 3M, to be seen at night, of course. And then the leather would be good for for road rash as well. We also include an anti-hyperextension joint, because usually when motorcycles fall off, they might snap or they might land in the wrong position where their arms are, and they might snap off their arm or actually like dislocate it. So we want to prevent that whole mishap. And then that's our cross section. We have the leather, microlattice, and the carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is to make it durable and makes it more comfortable for the rider as well, for compression. And also it's very tough. So when they fall, they'll be covered by the leather, the microlattice, plus the carbon fiber. And that's it.
Have you thought about how much of this material you're going to need and how it compares to the shock that a motorcyclist actually hitting the road experiences?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question again?
So I'm interested in how much of the material you need. You showed this wonderful movie with expansion,
yeah.
But can you put enough of the material in to actually absorb the kind of shock that somebody would get in a motorcycle collision?
Well, so like we have here, the microlattice is a full layer. It'll be in the spots where most motorcycles get hit or where they receive impacts, so chest, back, legs. So when they do get hit by a car, it's usually from the leg side because the car doesn't see them, they sideswipe them. So it wouldn't have to be so much microlattice that they're just a big old puffball, but it will be enough to where when they receive the impact, it'll soften the impact and overall pain from the actual collision.
Also, each suit would kind of have to be tailored depending on the size of the person. So it could be more comfortable also. So each suit would need to be independently tailored.
Did you research, I saw that you did some work on what the most frequent injuries are. What about the hands and the feet? I would think some of the injuries in a motorcycle accident, having known someone recently who had a motorcycle accident, they actually broke their wrists because trying to shelter their fall. Did you think about the injuries and how that maybe your next version of this might help with those types of injuries?
We wanted to target also like what particular joints we would be like when it would trigger as to, because we don't want to like make the person so tense that it could also break their joints once it's triggered during their impact. So we also want to like target the joints that really need to be protected through the sensor of the microlattice.
And then, sorry, just to clarify a little bit on that. So you said he landed on his arm, and he tried to shelter his fall, and then he landed on it and he snapped it, right?
On his wrist and broke both wrists.
Perfect. So then, for example, sorry. Just trying to make sure, sorry. I didn't mean perfect as in, yeah.
It was balanced.
So then, for our suit, once the person falls, since the hyperextension joint won't let them expand their arms too far to where they'll actually have their arms out, so they'll land on the microlattice itself instead of their arms.
I see. Good answer. All right.
I saw the price points up there. What was your price point compared to the price points you had listed?
Okay, so relative price, it was normal suits, motorcycle suits, racing suits. They're about $1,500 to $2,000. We want to make it affordable. That way, the people around the world can use it. Because a lot of these suits, you don't really see too much people wearing them because they're really expensive. So we found out that to make a normal suit without microlattice is about $300 to $400, depending on materials and how high the person is and all that stuff. And we want to sell it for around $700 to $800, that way it could be affordable for the public. As well as we don't know the exact price of microlattice due to the fact that it's super new and they don't have it for commercial use yet. But they are encouraging people to make up ideas and use it in innovation. Sorry.
And I just have one question about your presentation. So how did you structure your presentation, which was excellent? How did you decide who would speak, and did each person speak to the research that they did personally?
Well, we also have two other people in our group, but they have an AP exam today. So we all worked together during our class, and we just split up the work through the questions, and we worked it out with the document with our mentors, and then we just spoke with our mentors as if like we need more information, and then we made it into a PowerPoint, and then we split up the work we were researching and to present it.
One thing in the future you may want to consider, if you have colleagues who have contributed, you may want to, I don't think you...
Yeah, we did. We put their names in the first slide, but I don't think we mentioned it.
Yeah, you should overtly mention them, in your presentation.
We have time for one more short question, if anyone has another quick one.
Why motorcycle accidents? I mean, it's great. What drew you to this?
Well, Rafa came up with the idea because he wants to be a motorcyclist, and his mother's in fear that he would get into a car accident.
I was trying to find the best way for me to use a motorcycle at the same time as being safe. And my mother hates motorcycles. She won't let me have any of them. So I was trying to find a way to be able to use one. She said it's okay, but she won't work. So.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Well done.